Is that what you said? You want to cry?
No, it's a mourning period of everything we're losing and everything that's being taken away from us.
Jeff Bezos pays nothing. Mark Zuckerberg pays nothing.
The bottom half of America pay nothing.
Donald Trump is a fascist because he steals the rights of everyone.
Which rights?
Yeah, I'm not interested in talking here.
Yeah, exactly. Hey everybody, I'm your incorrigible host, Scott Loia. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the podcast. Last weekend in Teaneck, New Jersey, I decided to crash the anti-Trump rally, the anti-Elon Musk rally. It was called the hands-off rally. Hands off our Social Security, hands off our benefits, all this stuff. Quite the sight. We decided to engage with a couple of liberals and ask them what their worries were, what their concerns were, and why they were so mad. Let's see what they had to say. Come on, guys, what are we losing?
Democracy, free speech, education, because people should be able to express things peacefully when they see something wrong. And what's happened in...
But what is Donald Trump doing that would make you think that he is the reason that we don't have free speech on college campus? That happened way before Donald Trump.
But all taking Mahmoud Khalil and the other kids off Tufts, Georgetown.
Was Khalil organizing peaceful protests?
In my opinion, yes.
In your opinion?
Yes.
In your opinion, were the George Floyd protests peaceful?
In my opinion, they certainly were.
Yeah, you thought that the George Floyd protests were peaceful?
I did.
You didn't see the cities on fire? You didn't see the killings?
I think Trump incited a a lot of it. He's got it.
Trump?
was on fire. Let's go with it.
Okay.
All right.
No,
Nice.
we're anti-Trump. Down with Trump.
Obviously. All right.
Down with the piece of shit. Down with the piece of shit. He's awful. You're pro-Trump and you're going after the... You shouldn't be here.
Why are you guys out here?
To make it known that this is not acceptable, what Trump is doing.
What is he doing?
He's dismantling the government, our democracy. He's dismantling programs for everybody.
Which ones?
Medicaid, abortion rights.
The Department of Education?
And he's breaking the law. Then he has somebody coming in and Musk and slashing things with it. And he's not elected.
So did Obama.
We have a Department of Education is to support students who are severely underfunded.
Are the states not able to do that if the federal government returns the Department of Education responsibilities to the states?
No.
Why not?
They don't have the funding. That's why we pool our resources.
So then
That's why we have a federal government to share resources so that those who can provide for others, and those who cannot.
So then where does the money go if it's not going to go to the Department of Education at the federal level? Where does that money go? When Trump says he's returning it to the states, he's lying? Where is he putting the money? Under his pillow?
Probably.
He says it's going to the states.
But it's not.
Then where is it going?
It sounds like Bergenfield right next door, about to lose federal funding. And where is it going?
It's going to the states, and then the states is going to...
It is not.
I'm on the Board of Education in Franklin Lakes. I can tell you that it is. Free Mahmoud Khalil. No one likes it. Which crap?
What?
Which crap?
All of it.
Let's pick one.
You know, it's school. I mean, what? Get rid of Noah? I mean, it goes on and on and on. I mean, terrible.
What about the Department of Education?
We need it. You need to educate kids.
So we can't send it back to the states? Each state has a Department of Education. He just wanted to get rid of it at the federal level. Is that not good?
No, it's not good.
Why not?
It's not a good thing.
I'm just asking why.
It's not a good thing. It's un-American.
Why is it un-American to send something back to the states?
It's un-American. Oh, come on.
A lot of people calling us fascists. How are you guys doing?
All right, how are you?
Why are we out here today?
Save democracy.
We want to save democracy. We want to get rid of Elon Musk and Donald Trump both.
Is America a democracy?
Is it a democracy? It used to be, yes.
It was never a democracy.
It's never a democracy. What was it?
It's a representative republic. Why are we protesting Elon Musk and Donald Trump?
Because they want to change. We want to take away our freedom.
Which freedom?
The freedom to worship as we want, the freedom to...
They're doing that?
Well, then why do you think Khalil is in a El Salvador prison?
I think because he was conducting violent protests. That's why I think it was.
Really?
Do you support violence?
No. Do you?
No, I do not. You don't support violence, do you?
No.
He wasn't a citizen, was he?
No.
No, he was not a citizen, right? Do we agree he was not a citizen?
He had a green card.
He had a green card, and those protests were not allowing certain students to get to their class and were disruptive, okay? And they weren't conducting themselves peacefully. Is that somebody you would want in the country? Do you think that they deserve citizenship?
We're here to address other issues too. That's one component of why we're here.
All right, let's address those issues then. Why are you here?
I'm really done with talking about it.
We have Social Security. Hands off, liberty, justice for all. Hands off, we will not disappear. No sign is big enough to list all of the reasons I'm here. Oh my God.
And we're seeing threats to funding for our students, for grants, for everything.
If the funding is just not kept at the federal level, but in fact just returned to the states, what is the harm? What are we going to lose?
Well, there's a level of oversight there that we are losing.
It used to be number one when it was Jimmy Carter, okay, who initiated the Department of Education. Ever since we initiated the Department of Education, we've fallen to about 25 or 26. So how has the Federal Department of Education helped us?
That's a really good question.
Why won't we just allow the states to disperse the funds?
Because it's unequal access then.
Why is it unequal access?
Because each state then has the opportunity to decide what people are learning about.
Hands off.
You have anything you'd like to say?
Anything you want to say? No? All right. No more Doge cuts. Stop the manipulation. Hands off. What are we manipulating, miss?
We're manipulating the whole government. We're manipulating all the people. We're manipulating the whole world.
Doesn't every president do that? Don't we try to influence, Americanism, like influence geopolitics in our favor all the time?
We're doing it in a really bad way right now.
Why?
Because we're hurting people.
Who are we hurting?
We're hurting ourselves.
How so?
The poor.
We're hurting the poor?
Hurting
How are we hurting the poor?
Have you been reading the papers? Have you been paying attention?
I have.
I don't think so.
So no, okay. Hands off fair elections. What wasn't fair about the election?
Well, I just want to keep elections fair. I want to absolutely make sure we continue to have fair elections. Many people wanted Donald Trump to be elected. Absolutely. And all I ask is that Donald Trump continue to follow the Constitution that he swore he would follow.
Is he not?
It does not seem that he's putting things through Congress.
That's what a lot of people said in 2020 when these governors usurped state legislature and they wound up carpet bombing the entire state with mail-in ballots. Is that fair elections?
If they don't like what the government is doing, then show up like we're doing today.
You have anything against Elon?
Yes, I do have a problem with Elon.
What's with Elon?
I don't like how the country is going. I'm afraid. I'll tell you the truth.
But why are we afraid? Is it a bad thing to audit and find out?
Germany, 1930s. That's what I'm fearing.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Who's going to make Germany great again?
Oh, come on. Is that what we're doing again? We're going to compare Trump to Hitler? She's protesting Donald Trump? Yes?
Yes.
You're protesting Elon Musk?
Yes.
Why?
Because they're taking a hatchet to all of our social services, because they are not doing what anyone elected them to do, because they've lied all the way through, because they are...
Hold on. These are just words. Do you have any specific examples?
Social Security.
Donald Trump keeps saying that he's not cutting Social Security.
Yeah, but he's cut the staff and he's cut the wait time for phones.
We have people in certain departments that are getting fired, but should we have them there if they're not doing anything? Resist. What are we resisting?
All the shit.
All the shit?
Everything.
Name one.
Gestures broadly to everything that's going on. All the science research is the big one too. Women's health. What else? Everything. Absolutely.
Cancer research.
I thought Elon Musk was in favor of science and research.
I think he's in favor of lining his pocket.
Rocket science and research.
Rocket science.
All right, so
It only works when it benefits them financially.
has it benefited Trump and Elon Musk these last few years? I mean, Trump has lost billions, and I don't know if you were watching the stock market.
Billions and gained billions back.
No, he has not.
Yes, he has.
Elon Musk's net worth just went down like $50 billion ever since people started trashing the Teslas. And
My heart does not bleed for stupid Elon Musk.
okay, so he should continue to lose, and then you can scream here and say that they're doing it for the money.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Like it, you can leave.
Makes a lot of fucking sense. Damn, it is so cold out here, I'm shaking. Fuck fascism, I agree.
Why is Donald Trump a fascist?
Yeah.
Donald Trump is a fascist because he steals the rights of everyone.
Which rights?
Yeah, I'm not interested in talking here.
Yeah, exactly. Protect all immigrants, even the illegal ones?
Protect all immigrants, even the illegal.
I'm asking. I believe in immigration. Do you believe in immigration?
I believe in immigration, yes.
Do you believe in illegal immigration?
I believe that immigrants should be treated to due process. So when I say,
talk to this guy.
oh, okay.
Yeah, don't talk. Fuck off.
Why? Why? I'm just having an honest conversation, man. I was very respectful. The power of the people has always proven stronger than the people in power. Why are we here today?
To stop the chaos, it's ridiculous what's going on. We need to get our democracy back on track.
What's wrong with the democracy right now?
Musk, all the stuff that Musk is doing is great.
What's he doing?
Well, let's see. I'm a senior citizen. I rely on Medicare and Social Security, and they're at risk. My 401.
Why are they at risk when Trump says he's not cutting it?
Well, he is cutting it.
He's not cutting Social Security.
He is cutting Social Security. You wait and see.
So you're saying he hasn't done it yet?
Closing offices everywhere. Yes, he is cutting Social Security.
We're not talking about the actual Social Security check. Your Social Security is still there.
If
You're
you
talking
can-
about the employment. Jobs at the Social Security office and other offices, yes, are definitely being cut because there's a lot of waste there and people twiddling their thumbs. They're not doing anything. If someone's not doing anything and they don't bring a value to the office, shouldn't they be cut?
They did not have valid reasons. They
Elon sent emails to everybody just to ask what they do. And he didn't get emails back from many, many people. So why should, if somebody can't even respond to an email, why do they deserve employment?
You're really kidding me here, aren't you?
No, I'm serious.
So all should be punished for the few that are.
Well, not all, just some. If they did have proof.
If they did have proof, of course. You're running a business.
Okay.
But they
So
didn't. But they didn't.
how do you know?
I know because they've interviewed all these people who showed they could demonstrate. They had it in writing, good reviews, and they still lost their job.
Good reviews by who? The other people who weren't performing well that were just in the supervisor's position?
Don't get into bullshit conspiracy.
If the government is still able to function and it functions efficiently within the next few weeks or in the coming months, I guess we'll know who was right or wrong, right?
I guess we will, but I don't think
So-
the government's going to be around much longer.
I don't know why you guys should be afraid.
Why
That
should
it-
I be afraid?
That it's not going to be a democracy anymore and all that stuff. It's a lot of hyperbole.
Because he already is not following the rules. If you speak out against him, he comes after you. That is not a democracy. We all have a right to say what we want to say.
Comes after you.
Yes.
Coming after you legally, like putting you in jail?
All the people that spoke out on
You mean like the political prisoners that Biden, put into prison for J6? All right. Nice try, Cheesehead.
We're here to save our country, to let everyone know that democracy is like very important, that America's not going to survive unless we raise our voices. And what's going on in Washington is not acceptable.
Which part?
Pretty much everything. But first of all, Elon Musk. No one elected him. It's like a fake position.
You know how many people in government haven't been elected? They're just part of the bureaucracy.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Well, he's cutting those people that you didn't elect.
Exactly. Well,
He's cutting all these people that you didn't elect.
but those are the people, those are the true patriots. The people,
Why are they patriots and Elon Musk isn't a patriot?
because
He's losing money. He just lost $50 billion because everyone's going after Tesla with the firebombing of the dealerships and the cars and, trashing the charging stations across the country.
he's dismantling our democracy. He's taking it apart.
But he's still lost money. So what I'm saying is, if he's losing money, then why stay in it? No, I know you don't care, but you made the point that he was benefiting.
Because he's staying in it because when Trump dies, he's going to take over as king. That's what he thinks.
Well, if you get as king,
yeah, that's the way Trump.
Wouldn't he have to get elected?
Who, Elon?
Wouldn't he have to get elected to do that?
Not if they're successful at what they're trying to do.
What are they trying to do?
They're trying to fucking, dismantle our democracy. Is that not clear to you?
No, it's not, because we still had an election.
What side are you on? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, damn right I am. But I'm giving you a platform to try and, let everybody understand exactly why you're here, because maybe there's some conversation that we can have. I think it's better to have conversation than to be violent, no?
It is. But
okay, so that's all.
The thing that's really hard is that it's impossible, it seems, to talk to any Trump supporter.
You're talking to me.
I know.
Have I been respectful?
No, you're very respectful.
Okay, and I appreciate you. Well, let's come together and just talk about it. So, see, I don't think that Elon Musk is ever going to want to be king. If he wanted to be president, let him put his name on the ballot and people can vote.
Let's forget about Elon Musk. Let's talk about women's rights. You're a white man. It's very hard for you to understand what it's like to be a woman in this society. And, we're second-class citizens. We don't get paid equal.
First of all,
we don't have the rights.
First of all, don't assume my gender.
Okay, fine. Whatever.
Second of all, if I identify, you better respect.
You read as a white man. The world sees you as a white man.
Hold on. She's telling you not to talk to me. Would you still be willing to talk to me, though? Because I am enjoying the conversation.
I think my friends are getting upset that I'm even engaging with you.
Oh,
but
I'm sorry.
I agree that
they can talk to me also.
I agree that we should have a conversation, but really not.
So let's.
But not.
You just don't want it to be disingenuous, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and you were disingenuous coming up to me and because you didn't identify yourself.
You don't see my head?
There's lots of those signs around. You blend right in. Whether you're he, she, they, whatever the heck you are, you read as a white male.
But you asked me and I told you. You asked me and I told you up front.
Yes. No, not up front.
Should it change the conversation?
It prepares me for the conversation. It's not fair.
But it shouldn't change your opinion, right?
No, opinion of what?
Whether I'm a Trump supporter or whether I'm not a Trump supporter, should it change how you speak about the country? If someone's asking you your opinion on something,
no, but I need to explain it to a Trump supporter in a different way than someone who already understands what I think. Because you don't get it.
All right, so then explain it to me.
I don't have enough time in the day. I don't have enough.
I'm not that stupid, believe me. I'm pretty smart.
A lot of Trump supporters are very smart, but they just don't, for whatever reason, see what's going on, and I can't help you see that.
I think I see. I just think in some cases we're going to disagree, but I think we could get closer to agreement or closer to understanding with conversation.
Then you explain to me what's going on.
I feel like there's more anger towards Elon just because he's supported Donald Trump. The one guy who gave everybody the electric car in mass, okay, the one guy that everybody praised, who used to be a liberal, okay? So just because they disagree with him in the course of the country and because they disagree with his vote and his support for Donald Trump and they cost Harris the election with his support because he came in with his hundreds of millions. I feel it's not really about Doge. I feel it's more about the sour grapes that Elon helped Trump get elected. That's what I think it's about.
It's not about sour grapes. If you don't understand that firing all of these people who are federal...
Not all, some.
Well...
Right, some.
A great number of them. Thousands and thousands of them, okay?
Sure, but there are millions in government.
It doesn't make a difference. It does. It makes a big difference. Who is going to be overseeing our national parks this summer when it's tourist season? Who is going to be...
the park rangers.
Who's going to be collecting taxes, the tax returns?
The IRS people.
Who is going to pay for the food on your table unless you are a very rich man or they, them, whatever, she, he, whatever you are?
I'm a he. It's okay.
Do you not understand that the reason for all the cuts is so that Elon, who has billions of dollars in federally funded, money for his SpaceX and all this other shit, he's not cut a single dollar from his own take on our money,
Elon?
our taxpayer money.
Did you like his tax cuts in his first term?
No, I didn't.
Why?
Because they were not fair.
Why weren't they fair?
I don't need to explain it to you. He gives tax cuts to the rich.
Why shouldn't there be tax cuts across the board?
Because it's not
'Cause
equitable.
why?
It's not equitable.
You believe in equity. So you
Yes.
believe in equal outcomes, not equal opportunity.
No.
See, I believe in equal opportunity.
Why does anyone need $500 billion? Why do they need that much money? Nobody needs that much money.
All right, let me
And
turn
they
the question on
should
you.
pay-
Why should there
they
be a
should
limit?
pay
Why
more
should there be a limit?
taxes.
They are. They are.
They're not. Jeff Bezos pays nothing. Mark Zuckerberg pays nothing.
The bottom half of America pay nothing. Now here's someone who actually had a good head on his shoulders. He was thoughtful, he was articulate, he wasn't just rattling off the common talking points. And to his credit, he gave as good as he got. We had some solid conversation, and honestly, we found a lot more common ground than I think you'd normally expect from having a liberal and a conservative talk to each other. I'm not sure what he was doing at that rally. He didn't seem to really fit into the crowd, but take a listen to this conversation. It was quite good. Trump is shooting, or what do you mean shooting?
It's a famous quote for Trump where he said he could shoot somebody on Fifth Avenue and get away.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
So it's a reference to that.
He was speaking to Jess. He was saying his support is so strong that he could.
Yeah.
Okay.
That he could get away with it. And he's
You
getting
think
away
he actually would get? What's he getting away with?
He got away with quite a few things already. The January 6th insurrection charges, all of that's just gone now. So we'll never know whether he was guilty or not.
Was there an insurrection?
There was an attack on the Capitol.
There was?
Yes. Did you see it or?
I did. I saw a lot of people with hats and flags.
You didn't see any attempt to interfere with a legitimate government process?
No, I heard the president say we're going to go down to the Capitol. We're going to protest peacefully and patriotically. And I heard him ask for people. I've heard lots of people say fight like hell. I heard Kamala Harris say fight like hell. I believe in carpet bombing states with unsolicited mail-in ballots. I only believe in solicited mail-in.
The choice of words is interesting.
Unsolicited versus solicited?
Carpet bombing.
Well, that's what they did. If it's unsolicited, it means that the state is just mailing ballots all over the place.
To what effect that's going to cause people to vote against their...
Because it enables fraud, because other people have access
It did not cause fraud on a scale that would statistically change the outcome of the election in any way.
They did.
One little point and say this...
No, I'm saying it's one of many, because it's a layer cake. It's a layer cake.
Happy with the tariffs?
I am happy with the tariffs.
Are you? How come?
So I'm in manufacturing, and my industry got its legs cut off. Everything started going to China. In the immediate interim, yeah, we're definitely going to have maybe a recession. Who knows? But I think it's sort of like a chemotherapy for cancer, because the country's in a very bad position with trade.
I agree. We left way too much manufacturing leave this country, and it should come back. My company actually did move manufacturing, and if they needed to move it back, we would need about 5 years and probably about $2 or $3 billion. They're not going to do it because all they have to think about, well, should I spend that money, or should I wait for midterms, or should I wait to the end of the Trump term if it ever ends? If I wait it out, I'll do better. But if Congress said, well, here's what you have to do, and here's a timeline, and here's your incentives and disincentives, then companies could execute that. What they're going to do instead is they're going to just wait. They're going to go to the mattresses, and they're going to try to write it out and hope it changes, because they can't afford to react to something so haphazard. It's not good business. The other thing that I struggle with is that the size of the tariffs don't make a lot of sense, because they were calculated based on deficit, trade deficit. And trade deficit is not as simple as Trump makes it sound. Trade deficit basically means that we buy more than we import, right? So take Canada, for example. We're a bigger country than Canada.
Right.
We have a trade deficit with Canada because we buy more from Canada than Canada buys from us. But if you divide that by per capita, the average American spends maybe, $1,200 a year on Canadian goods. The average Canadian spends about $9,000. I have a trade deficit with my grocery store. I want to go and give them money and get groceries. I don't want to grow produce. I don't want to keep chickens. I want a trade deficit with some companies, because that makes sense. And when the whole economy is built around that, right or wrong, trying to just change it in one bite is going to be very disruptive.
You think that's what he's doing?
Recover from that.
I'm not sure that that's what he's doing. I think it's tactical.
You think it's for negotiation?
Sure. Look what happened with Mexico. Mexico folded and they put their own patrol on the border, and now our illegal immigration is down 95%. I think that that's a good thing.
We levy taxes anyway.
And what?
And we levy tariffs anyway.
So
I hope it's negotiation. I do. If it's negotiation, once you get a successful negotiation, the tariffs go away, and you no longer.
Sometimes, and maybe you got to negotiate more. Maybe you're doubling down to get something else.
Right, but you can't be like a permanent source of revenue and a negotiation.
You know, we had tariffs in the first term of Trump, and those were working.
Those were actually more moderate and achieved certain goals. And
so you agreed with them?
I agree that some tariffs in some situations can be beneficial. I think it has to be thought out and strategic, and that's not what this is.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate your time. So, hey, that was some solid conversation, right? I believe his name was Scott. That guy was very articulate. He was very well thought out. Constructive thinking, not rattling off the talking points. He was very civil. Nobody telling me to go fuck myself. So that was nice, and we need more of that in this country. In the meantime, got to keep fighting like hell, got to keep pushing back on the false narratives, the conjured narratives, and the bad ideas. So keep fighting, keep rocking and rolling. That's how we keep America great. In the meantime, hey, next episode we got Jay Costa on, the two-way guy. So looking forward to that. This is your incorrigible host signing off. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for joining us.